on here?
If you turn on your Facebook.
Oh.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lockdown Lunch. Episode, I have no idea. It feels like episode 6,793.
Accurate.
Accurate? Thank you all for tuning in now or watching later. For those of you who have not been here before, I'm Kelly Ransom, and I've been locked down for 2 months plus and working from home. And I'm doing this live stream every day, weekdays, to make sure that I shower and get dressed and to share a lunch date with my friends and share different stories and experiences. So this week we are focusing on guests who do not live in Boston, Massachusetts, where I live. We are having out-of-state guests. So I would like to welcome to today's broadcast, Carey Dunfey from Brooklyn. Well, she's not from Brooklyn, New York.
No.
She's from Boston, but she's living in Brooklyn, New York right now. And she's a project manager and an urban planner. So welcome. Carey, thanks.
Just FYI, you definitely have not been in lockdown for 2 months.
It feels like 2 months.
Okay, but it hasn't been 2 months.
March 18th, April 18th, and then that extra March that happened in March. It's like 2 months.
It's like a month and a half.
I'm losing my mind.
Well, you know, it's funny because the first day I was in lockdown was St. Patrick's Day, which was March 17th. So, yeah, it's been
so long ago. Not so long ago.
Yeah, I think
so I've been in lockdown for 365 days.
I have not left my house in 3 years.
What day is it, Carey?
The Tuesday.
Great.
And it is the 21st, because yesterday was Earth Day, aka 420.
Wait, it was Earth Day yesterday too?
Yeah, duh, 420.
I did not
Am I wrong?
know that.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it is.
Is it always 420?
It's always 420 in our minds, but I think that Earth Day is. Are you looking it up?
No, I'm looking. Molly's on, Molly Goodman, and she wants me to ask you about the JP holiday you guys made up.
Okay, first of all, I'm wrong. It's April 22nd, so tomorrow is Earth Day.
Tomorrow is Earth Day. All right, we're just celebrating early.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, okay. Okay. We're having people tell me that we're wrong. Okay, fine. Tomorrow is Earth Day. It's Earth Year. All right, let's all calm down, okay?
Welcome to Carey Dunfey's TED Talk about Earth Day.
Welcome to my TED Talk, everybody. Everything you thought you knew is wrong.
What's this holiday that you made up with Molly?
Okay, so hello, Molly. Nice to see you. So in like 8th grade or something, 7th grade, 8th grade, maybe 9th grade, we made up a holiday which was October 16th, so 10/16, because the 10th letter of the alphabet is J and the 16th letter of the alphabet is P.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's cute. It's a cute thing that like 14-year-olds would do.
And you still celebrate it?
Yeah, so 10/16 was JP Day. And even to this day, anytime when I look at the phone and it's 10/16, I'm like, oh, JP.
I think I'll remember that now too.
Yeah.
I love the amount of people on the feed telling us we're wrong about
Earth Day is tomorrow. All right, guys.
How did it go down in New York? So you said it started on St. Patrick's Day. What has transpired since?
Yeah, so it was really wild because the week before it was really, so as you said at the beginning, I work for city government. And so for us, we were really operating business as usual because we couldn't show that we were freaking out because we needed everybody in the city to act like normal.
Right.
And so the week before St. Patrick's Day, I had gone out for drinks after work on Thursday and Friday. And I went out to dinner with my friend that Saturday. And on Sunday, I was like planning to go to work normal that week. Sunday night, I got this like really creepy robotic call from my office that was like, you can come into work tomorrow, but the office is like shut down and only essential workers can come in. And that was at 11 p.m. on Sunday night.
That's really creepy.
And that was the weekend that everyone freaked out because there were like lines for bars in the Lower East Side, that like everybody was out partying. And so the city was like, okay, forget about it. Just kidding. You guys aren't adults. So we're shutting down the city. But I was really happy I got those last couple of meals in. I also went to a place which usually has a really long line that I've always wanted to eat at. I shouldn't have been doing that, but I'm happy I got like my last 3 nights of going out in before now.
So you got some time in with the party, basically.
Yeah, with the party.
Catherine says she loves your top.
Oh my God, Catherine!
And I think we have Coven watching, and Miriam.
Oh my God, all my buddies! Hey guys!
So you got locked down in New York, I think everyone knows has been the hardest hit. Have you sensed that? Have you seen that? Have you felt that? There's a lot of sick people, or?
Yeah, I think definitely the first couple weeks in New York, there was a lot for me, like a lot of cognitive dissonance, because I was reading the news being like, oh my God, New York is pretty much like the pandemic hotspot. Look at these lines at hospitals. Like everybody is sick everywhere. Like you can't even go to like the corner. And in the meantime, I was like doing my grocery shopping. I was taking runs in the park. I was like going on walks through my neighborhood. I was like picking up takeout. And so because New York is so big geographically and population wise, there are definitely like pockets specifically around hospitals where things were legitimately very scary and continue to be very scary. But within your actual neighborhood, things are very different, obviously.
So Brooklyn is business as usual. Well, business as usual.
Outside of hospitals and like nursing homes, it's like not business as usual. And I think a lot of things were definitely really slow to happen. Like for a long time, my grocery store wasn't policing how many people could come in and out, which I think was problematic. But like still like a lot of businesses around me are still open. Like my laundromat's open. I still go do my laundry. I still go to the grocery store. I still go on like long walks in the park, although lots of people like to hang out in the park. So there are a lot of people.
Have you been masking and up and wearing?
Yeah, I have my neighbor in Boston, who is basically like a second mom, sent me a mask that she made for me. Why are you giving me that face? Oh, she's frozen. The thing that happened that she said was going to happen is that she is frozen. So my neighbor in Boston made me this really awesome mask, which is Day of the Dead on this side. And then, but you can flip it, and the other side, it's a map of New York, which is like the sweetest thing ever. So she sent me this mask, which I keep in my pocket anytime I go out, anytime I'm inside, anywhere, I put the mask on. And then I also have another like little medical mask that my brother and sister-in-law told me about. Of course I was talking about masks. What do you think? I showed everybody my mask. I don't
know. Like, you're the one who does TED Talks all the time. You should be fine if I freeze.
Yeah, exactly. I was fine. I was talking about my masks.
So someone you know made that for you and sent it to you?
Yeah, I already told everyone, so you don't have to.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Welcome to everyone to Carey's show. So how has life changed? Like, it sounds like you're still going out.
So, but with all that said, obviously, my life is not normal, obviously.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I'm saddest about, which is potentially a little selfish, but is that I have a lot of clothes that I would like to be wearing outside right now. And I know that's like it's like not super.
So just wear them.
Like around my house.
What do you think I'm doing?
Yeah, that's true. I know, like I haven't put on like an actual shirt in like 3 weeks. So
Claps.
I
know you've been wearing the same like black shirt every time I talk.
Every time I talk to you, I'm wearing the same shirt. I like literally was wearing a black t-shirt earlier, and I was like, I have to change. No.
Mia says you suck.
What do I? Why?
Mia's Carey's sister. Everyone, she's
what do I?
She's also a Scorpio, so.
What is she mad about?
I think the clothes thing.
The clothes thing.
Well, I've been Monday through Friday. I've been, doing the whole thing, and I have like Zoom meetings for work, so I just look like I'm like, going above and beyond to be in those meetings. But I'll like go sit on my porch and have my coffee in the morning, and the neighbors definitely are curious about what I'm up to, because I have had sit so done every day.
Oh, I have been spying hard on my neighbors. And like,
what are they doing?
Well, it's not like I'm trying to. I just happen to be in like my living room, my kitchen, so I'm in a 10-unit building, and my apartment is on the 5th floor, which is much higher than most of the other apartments behind me. And my apartment looks into the back. So I like access into like a lot of people's apartments. And like, I mean, there's the one dude who I've never before who is outside smoking weed on his back porch every single time I'm in the kitchen. And I'm like, all right, cool.
He's living his life.
We have this really cute family below us that like the kids run around in the garden. That's cute. And then this couple who like sometimes goes up and hangs out on their roof. And then we have a dude who cooks mostly naked, but he has shades, like the ones that you can do from the top and from the bottom. And so they're strategically placed so you can like only see from like here up.
That's so dangerous though. I hope he's not cooking bacon.
Or like anything in oil.
Yeah, no, anything at all really. I don't think I could cook naked.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm like, but anyway. It's definitely
okay, so you're spying on your neighbors.
So I'm spying on my neighbors.
And you want to wear your clothes.
Yeah. Oh, but
life sounds horrible, girl.
Well, back to the point, I think what the hardest thing is that the whole reason why people want to live in New York and be in New York is because there's so many amazing people here and there's so much cool stuff to do here. So I think like that's like really what I'm missing the most is like the weekend that this all happened. My friend and I had a show to go to that got canceled, obviously, because like all of the theaters got closed.
Yeah.
And it was like, there was like a really cool exhibit at like the botanical garden I wanted to go to. There was like this really great exhibit at the Whitney Museum that I wanted to go to. So there's like all of these things happening, like shows I wanted to see, museum shows I wanted to see. And like the whole point of living in New York is like to take advantage of all of the amazing things going on in the city.
Right.
And that on top of like eating at all of the great restaurants. So like that's been the hardest thing is like, I'm just kind of like, all right, here I am in New York in my apartment. 20 hours in the day.
Ugh.
Probably more than that, but so that's tough.
And so you're working from home, obviously.
Yeah.
Are you working your regular hours? Like 9 to 5?
Yes, 9 to 5.
And then you have 2 roommates?
2 roommates, yeah.
Are they also working from home?
Yes.
So how is that set up? Are you just like trapped in your room? Working
so all three of us are in the room. One of my roommates also works for the city, and then my other roommate is a therapist, and so she's on calls a lot.
Wow.
And then so is my other roommate who works for the mayor's office is also on calls a lot, and then I'm on calls a lot. So all of us are in our rooms, like in our respective rooms, and then like during the day we say like the living room is like the quiet place. So like if you want to like go there like to do work, because there's really great natural sunlight in the living room.
Yeah.
Because it's south facing. And so like if you want to go and like hang out in the living room with quiet things, we're like, not that we're like policing each other, but yeah. But to be honest, it hasn't been bad. I really like my roommates a lot. We get along really well. Neither of them cook, which has been great because then I get to take over the kitchen.
So what have they been eating? Takeout?
They get meal plan. They get meals delivered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they have like box pasta and like canned soup and stuff.
What have you been cooking?
A lot. So, as most of you know, I am really obsessed with Bon Appetit videos. And so I'm like slowly cooking my way through as many of those items as I can, or like as I have materials for. But like, that is one thing, is like it is hard to buy certain ingredients, which I'm assuming is the same everywhere. But like,
no, it is. Well, here.
Like I can't, there are no chocolate chips or vanilla extract anywhere.
Damn.
So.
Well.
Anyway.
What'd you cook last night?
I didn't cook last night actually because I had leftovers. But this weekend I made aloo gobi, which is an Indian dish. It's cauliflower and potatoes. And then I threw some peas in there because I had it with turmeric and cumin.
Yum.
Really good. And then I made sag paneer, but with feta instead, which is like also an Indian dish. And then I've made white, which is a Bon Appetit. Actually, all three of these are Bon Appetit recipes.
Shout out to Bon Appetit. I mean, if you can do it, anyone can do it. So
also, their videos are just very calming. I love their videos. They're really calming. They're really great to watch. They're really fun.
Christopher tends to yell at cooking videos, so we don't really watch those in this.
Oh, because they're doing things wrong.
Or just like he'll just be like, "Why are you cutting it like that?" So
it's like those two
here. They're contentious.
Yeah, very tough. Anyway, I love these. They're really fun.
You're an urban planner, and I don't assume that everyone knows what that is. So can you explain to us what an urban planner does and what you do working for city government?
Yeah, sure. So an urban planner is like a very hard thing to nail down because we can really do lots of different type of work. So like a traditional planner would be somebody who worked for like your city planning agency, which in Boston would be the Boston Planning Development Agency, formerly the BRA. In New York, it's the Department of City Planning. In most cities, it's like your city planning department, Department of City Planning, whatever. And a traditional city planner does like things with zoning code. And so they're like, so it's like, up zoning, down zoning. Like,
I love zoning.
Yeah. So I like it, but that's not what I want to do for my job because it's very technical. Like looking at like different parcels and being like, oh, we can increase density on this parcel, which means blah, blah. Anyway, so that's, and then also doing things like, oh, if you are building a new train station, like within a certain radius of that train station, you can build more higher density. Like that's an agreement you give to a developer. So the developer would build more housing there or something. So that's kind of like traditional planning, right? Is like you're actually manipulating the environment so that the built environment can be built in a certain way that you want it to be. But besides that, there's like a million other things that you could do being an urban planner. So you could, so instead of going through actually all of the different ways, well, it's like, for example, transportation is one. So like figuring out how to like redesign bus routes, figuring out where bike lanes make sense, like doing lots of modeling and data analysis for figuring out like how many people walk through this neighborhood. And so then should we put retail there? Should we make a bike lane? Should we put in transportation? Blah, blah, blah.
It must be intense in New York because there's so many dang people.
Yeah, so one really cool thing on my job is that I get to sit in on multi-agency meetings that we talk about all of these things, which is really cool. And there's so many things that like even like after going to planning school that I didn't think about at all. And like one agency will talk about specific pieces, and I'm like, oh man, there's so much you have, like so much. It's hard to explain how much goes into just planning for like a tiny bit of land because there's so many regulations, which are good. Anyway, so I work for the Department of Small Business Services, and we have a neighborhood development division, and I'm on the neighborhood planning team. And so we're a team of planners within an agency that doesn't do planning. So what my agency does is we provide direct business support to small businesses. So we have courses and workshops and whatever. And then we are also the workforce division of the city. So we also provide training for employment opportunities, training, etc.
So you're really busy right now.
Well, my division doesn't do any of that. The rest of my department is extremely busy because we actually launched a loan program before the federal government launched a loan program for small businesses. And we received 10,000 plus applications and dispersed over $1 million in funding. I wasn't a part of that, but my colleagues who were working, nights, weekends, around the clock, trying to process all of the applications that we had received.
From home? From home?
Yeah.
Whew.
From home, yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah. And we reappropriate staff from other departments to work on all of that. Yeah, it was really intense. But I was really proud to be honest, to be working for the city though, because they launched those programs weeks before the federal government did, which provided very crucial bridge funding for small businesses.
Right.
It was not specifically, but because we had felt so much impact in our Chinatowns in New York City, one in Manhattan, one in Brooklyn, one in Queens. And we basically saw what was going to happen to the rest of commercial corridors because of what happened to the Chinatowns. So we knew things were going to be really bad.
That's great that you were on top of it, though.
I'm sorry?
It's great that you are on top of it. I don't think a lot of other places are as on top of it as it sounds like New York is.
Yeah. New York we were really on top of it, which was really, but then since we've phased out those programs, the SBA and the federal government came in. Anyway, I don't work on that though, so that's just that's things my department does. But
what are you doing?
So what I do, so in the neighborhood development division, we work with nonprofits in New York. So we do a bunch of different things. The thing that my team does is we manage grants to nonprofits that do commercial revitalization services in the city.
Oh, so kind of like Main Streets?
Yes. Yeah, we would fund a Main Streets.
Cool.
So exactly what Boston Main Streets, those organizations do, that's the type of work that we fund.
That's fun.
Yeah, and so I manage our projects in the Bronx. Right now I manage 3 grants, and it's $500,000 in total a year. And those go to the services that Main Streets provides, so business support and retention. Doing placemaking activities, district marketing. So anything from making a business guide to holiday lights and events.
That's so up your alley. Oh my God.
I know. It's really fun. And basically we're just kind of a thought partner for our organizations.
Great.
Yeah.
But also probably weird to do from home during a pandemic.
Yeah, well, what's really weird is that what makes our work great is corridor face impact, all the work you can't do right now. So a lot of our these really amazing events planned for the end of the year. All of these that we were working on are now postponed indefinitely, which is sad.
There's a lot of that here too.
Yeah. So all of our work has just shifted to trying to get resources to small businesses and to dispel misconceptions or misinformation.
Very important.
A lot of people don't know what's going on.
Well, it sounds like you do very good work and that you love it.
Yeah. I do
but when you're not working, Okay, so you say you find beauty, your words, in WhatsApp group chats? You said that. Those were your words.
No, I did say that.
I don't use WhatsApp. What's that? And please enlighten me on the beauty of WhatsApp group chats and for everyone watching.
I can't believe you don't use WhatsApp. I'm sorry.
Okay, tell me why I should.
It's how the world communicates, Kelly.
I have no problem communicating with the world with the 70 apps I already have.
So yeah, WhatsApp is great. I have 3 like very active WhatsApp group chats right now.
Okay.
I just prefer them to different messaging apps. And also it's really easy if you have friends who live in other countries or like who are like traveling or whatever. Because the way the messages come in are like much easier. Like, you know, like in your messages apps, like you'll send a message and it might never, ever, ever get there. And WhatsApp, it tells you if something is delivered, tells you if someone's read it, but it's like if something doesn't go through, it automatically tells you. And you can like reply to messages. So when you're in big group chats, you don't lose things.
I thought it was like a feast chat thing, no?
You can also video chat with it.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you think it's beautiful and everyone should use it?
You can video chat on everything. It's weird, but anyway. But yeah, so I have a couple. My WhatsApp chats are really nice.
So what countries are you talking to?
I'm talking to the entire country of Mozambique. Well, I have a good friend who lives in London, and so like she and I have been chatting on WhatsApp. I have a different group chat with some friends who live in Mexico, and then yeah, they're great. And then my grad school friends and I have a group chat too.
And you've been Zooming too, though, and Google hanging out. You're like,
well, for Microsoft, so I'm in Microsoft videos all day. And then Zoom if it's an outside thing, and then now Facebook, and now StreamYard, whatever this thing is that we're using.
Specifically for live streaming. Like I would never do
like a call
out on StreamYard. Yeah. I suppose you could, but
yeah, just all of them basically.
Well, I don't know why I should do WhatsApp, but thank you for enlightening me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if your friends are on it, it makes sense. Also, I think they're encrypted, although it's owned by Facebook. So.
Oh.
So but I think they are encrypted.
Yeah. Right.
Although I do think.
Yeah. Right.
It is owned by Facebook though, so it's sketchy.
I mean, I just assume I have no privacy anymore, so whatever.
There is, privacy doesn't exist. It's a myth.
I just keep my secrets super secret.
You just don't, to have privacy, you just can't tell anybody anything.
Basically, I'm fine with that.
Just don't tell anybody anything.
So you've been using WhatsApp and you've been reading a lot. Do you have any recommendations for reading?
So what I've been reading right now, which I actually have never read before, which is kind of embarrassing, is The Odyssey.
Oh, that's not wait, you didn't go to Latin.
Right? Well, I did, but I wasn't there when they read it.
Oh.
And then the high school that I started, when I left Latin, the high school that I was at had just finished reading The Odyssey when I got there.
It's a pretty good book.
It's awesome.
Thing.
It's great. And it's, I'm reading the first translation by a woman.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, and people have said that she's gotten like very high praise for it as well. It's like one of the better translations.
Do you have plans to read the Iliad?
People say the Iliad's not as good, right? I also haven't read that, but I'm really enjoying The Odyssey. It's really funny. And also because I don't know, I know a lot of people in their book clubs last year were reading Circe by Madeline Miller. So she wrote 2 books, Song of Achilles and Circe. Shout out to my sister who introduced me to her.
Shout out to Mia.
Thanks, Mia. And so her 2 books are, I mean, historical fiction. mythical fiction. So she like takes the story of Achilles and the story of Circe, and Odysseus is stuck on Circe's island for a year. And so it's the story of each of their lives. But she is a scholar of Greek mythology. So it's like as historically accurate as mythology is. But those two books are fabulous. I really recommend.
Lots of mythology. That's
Lots of mythology
stuff. She says you're welcome.
Well, I think it's what I found is helpful for me in the pandemic is to like escape into other worlds.
Oh wow, yeah, that must be fun.
Right? Because I just feel like the news, like I've been trying to not read the news too much because the news doesn't change that much day to day. Like it only gets worse. Right. So hiding in mythology, similarly with things that I'm watching like things that are not really whatever. Because,
what are you watching?
So also shout out to my sister. For
oh my God, did Mia run your life?
She does. Oh, she wrote, "You're welcome."
I haven't updated Mia. I'm at 11 now.
11 what?
We have been.
Oh, you're at 11? Oh my God, I wonder what she's at.
The sisters and I have been keeping score of how many hot dogs we've eaten since lockdown. And
like I feel like your curve is the pandemic curve.
Yeah. So I've had 11 hot dogs eaten during lockdown.
I still have not had a hot dog. But
just an update for Mia.
We'll have to wait for her to give us an update.
So what have you been watching while I've been eating hot dogs?
Oh, so I'm watching, first, totally separate from all of this, on the Animal Planet, I have been watching every once in a while, like when I'm cooking and I don't like have to pay that much attention, I watch The Zoo, which is a show about the 3 zoos in New York City.
Oh, cool.
And it's actually really, really cute. Like if you really want an escape, it's a really great escape. And they're just like,
the zoo in New York is where the tigers got the COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. They were like the tigers had a dry cough. I was like, oh.
Rick always has a dry cough. It's a hairball. Like
I know, right? Yeah.
Okay, so the zoo on Animal Planet when you're cooking.
Yeah, it's cute. It's really cute. And I think also I had to counteract Tiger King. Like after watching Tiger King, I was
that's a good recommendation.
I'm gonna counteract this with like the zoo, which is like 3 zoos that where like the people care so much about their animals, and they're like they have like really good missions and they like work very closely with animals. So I was like, they have really cute stuff. They have a warthog. I just think warthogs are so cute. Like there's like a little anyway. They're very
cute, I guess. I try. For those of you who watch every day, and I keep talking about it, I don't care. I'm going to keep talking about it. I can't watch anything. I tried to watch stuff last night. Christopher went to bed with a bellyache, and I was up, and I couldn't fall asleep. I put on High Fidelity, the new show on Hulu that Leslie suggested.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Not that I didn't like it, just like, nope. Then I tried to watch the next season of Shrill.
Mm-hmm. Haven't watched that either.
I cannot watch stuff right now.
Anything.
I don't. I've never had this experience in my life. It's the weirdest. I keep calling it a symptom. I can't.
Is it that you can't pay attention, or you know?
Yeah, like I just look at the TV and then I'm like, wait, what just happened? Like, oh, I don't really actually care. So last night was the first night that I like attempted. Mm-hmm. Like, no, you have to watch something. And I couldn't do it. So I don't know, I'm sick.
You're like, I'm sick, I give up. I felt the first 2 weeks of lockdown, I couldn't read anything because I like couldn't focus. Like I would read a page and then I'd have to go back, and then like I would just drop it and like lie in bed. So I think
I haven't been able to read either.
Yeah.
I've been reading like online poetry, which like doesn't count. No, it counts. Mm-hmm. But I haven't been like consuming large pieces of literature or anything. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm a mess, honestly.
I think it's called stress and anxiety.
Well, like, yes, so I was, like, yesterday I started getting, like, really frustrated with myself that I haven't been doing, I've been working, I've been doing the show, I've been cleaning the house top to bottom, and I've been cooking, right? Which I think a lot of people have been doing. I'm getting really frustrated with myself that I have, like, literally nothing. This brings me pleasure a little bit.
A little bit.
No, it does. But, like, I haven't been doing anything for, like, me at all. I'm also, like, attached to the hip of the two people that I'm here with. So yesterday I signed up for a class online, self-paced, which a lot of universities are giving free classes right now you can take online. So I signed up for a modern poetry class at Harvard.
Ooh, cool.
And then the really expensive yoga studio that I never get to go to in JP is doing online yoga classes. Different times, different days. Blissful Monkey. So I put one of those in my calendar. I'm going to try and do that.
Oh, I used to go there.
And haven't you been taking a dance class?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I'm waiting for you to. So you're taking this yoga from Lucky.
Oh, and then I signed up for Trill Fit for one class to check out Trill Fit, which is a local place that's like super badass that a bunch of people I know love to go to. It's in Mission Hill. I signed up for like a sculpting yoga cardio thing. I don't know. I'm like desperate at this point to find something that is not work or a chore. Yeah.
I think that goes in. Yeah, like self-care during right now is obviously extremely. I've just been doing like YouTube yoga classes or whatever. But also I found I'm just trying to like be kind to myself. And like, I also had, like at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone was like, oh, we're going to have so much time at home. Like you're going to have this to do that. I find that I don't have much more time than I had before. Like I still have a 9-to-5 job.
Yep.
That's tired, even though I'm not actually getting up and taking the train, going to work and coming back. I'm still tired.
Yep.
And then like all the other things I'm cooking was before. Like I still have to clean my house. I still have to like do laundry. I still have to go grocery shopping, like other things I still need to do. I actually found that like, because I don't commute, I have less time to read because on my commute is like on the train every day.
Yeah. Someone, I forget who was on, but they missed listening to Caitlin. She missed listening to her podcast. Because she used to do it on her ride home. So, like, I get that, yeah. I used to play Pokemon Go on my commute.
Right, and like this, exactly, like whatever it does. And I think what Caitlin said is that she was going on with the podcast on walks with her dog. And then too is that like some days I'll go on walks and I'll just like listen to podcasts because it like there's no separation between like work and home, so you have to like take breaks. And but it's also hard because I also feel like I'm like on calls and video chats like way more obviously than before because we're not having that face-to-face interaction. So I was talking to my friend yesterday about like being like very kind to ourselves and like awarding yourself for little things. You know, it's just like, oh, like just like giving myself a little pat on the back anytime I do like something pretty small. Like be like, good job. Be like, oh,
everyone watching right now, I want you to take your hand, pat yourself on the back.
Pat yourself on the back.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing it. And I really think it's just important to remind people that any way that you're dealing with this that's not self-harmful is fine. Like, I'm sleeping way more than I've ever slept. And that's fine.
I'm jealous. That's awesome.
Yeah. And like I know some people's reaction is, so the second or third week, I didn't sleep at all.
And then I was trouble the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, and it's like some people aren't sleeping enough. Some people are too much. Like some people are mad for either one of those things. And it's just like, it's not worth it to beat yourself up because it's stressful. Everything is stressful and it's fine.
Yeah.
You can wear the same shirt every day if you want.
You can wear the same shirt every day you want. Steve Mass and his roommate just looked at him like, because he was patting himself on the back.
I'm patting yourself.
So that's a great segue into mental health. Like, what have you been doing consciously for your mental health during all this? I've been asking everyone because I need help. Help me, please.
So, I've actually been working out more now than I was before pandemic. There's this really great free yoga online, Yoga with Adriene.
Oh, I've seen that bouncing around. Should I check it out?
Yeah, I was gonna shout out to my sister, but actually it wasn't. She and I both found it separately. Figured out that we both used it. Shout out. I take away that shout out.
I think I should have Mia on just for it to be like at another date, just for it to be fair.
The fact checker. She should be like on this as the fact checker.
Yeah.
So I do yoga like every other day. I'm doing tons of squats.
Oh, got it.
I just really like squats.
You're gonna be ready for your bodycon dresses once it's time to wear them again.
I know. I was like, Jared, crop tops, and I actually almost did wear a crop top.
I wore a crop top for you.
Oh my god, I love it.
I'm really not good at them though.
We're in the same colors.
I know. I keep doing that with the people. We don't talk.
I almost wore my chain today.
I was thinking Brooklyn, so this is my.
That's Brooklyn Kelly. But I had my chain on earlier and I took it off. So yeah, I've been doing yoga and squats. And then I am cooking obviously a lot. And I go on really, really, really long walks.
Still haven't done that. The weather here has been shit. The weather here.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it, but it's thundering and lightning right now.
I mean, if you could hear, I don't know if the mic's picking it up, but the wind is like whipping like wild right now. Like we've had like 2 nice days that I've been able to like go outside and even consider walking, and they're usually on the weekend, which is when I clean. So
yeah,
I want to get better. Yeah, I actually did something. I put in for a vacation for work. So I put in time off for Memorial Day.
Ooh,
that's Christopher's birthday,
and
it's like your birthday, kind of. And isn't your birthday's around then, right?
2 weeks later.
Oh well, whatever.
Yeah. Same thing.
So I put in for a week, and we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. What do you like? You're just gonna be home?
Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, there's nowhere to go.
I'm working on a little project for Christopher's birthday that will take up a couple of days of time to put together. So
nice.
And I'm gonna take a week off from doing this. I'm hoping by June I don't have to do this anymore, but we'll see. But I think if your work allows it, you should really think about doing it, because honestly, you ain't going anywhere this year. So you might as well just take a week off.
I think both of my roommates have each taken mental health day. And I think that's
one mental health day, but I'm now going to take a whole week.
It's really important is that people have like sort of regular 9 to 5s and take a sick day. Like just think that because they're working from home to be at work every day.
Yes,
but like you can take a sick day, you can take a vacation day. Just because you're not going away doesn't mean that you don't get to take the days that you've accumulated. So it's like really important about that too. Like some days I've woken up, I'm like, I just don't feel good. Like obviously like I'm not actually, but like having an extra day can really make a big difference. So yeah, remember that you can take time off. Yeah, I have a couple of upcoming vacations at the end of the summer that I'm really hoping are still gonna pan out.
Don't go on those, please.
I know my friend's getting married in September, but fingers crossed.
I don't know. I'm not doing anything for the rest of the year, so. But no, I think taking this week off and like having a week off where I don't have to work will allow me to figure out, even though we'll probably be almost done by then in lockdown, I don't know. It'll allow me to like figure out more of a routine. I haven't had a chance to stop. So I haven't been able to explore what's out there or what I want to do or anything like that. I've been going.
That's how I feel too. Like I felt like, oh, at the beginning I'm gonna have like, self-reflection and like figure all these things out. And like you were saying, like take class stuff. I have none of that feel possible right now.
Right. It's not, I mean, for me, it's not. I just don't have the time. I work till 5, and then right at 5, we eat dinner at 6. It's the same as if it was a regular life, but locked in a house.
Right.
Well, I do have another meeting that I have to go to coming up, so I would like to give you this opportunity. Everyone who is on the broadcast gets the chance to give their own TED Talk at the end of the show. They get the final word. You can be inspiring, you can tell jokes, you can do shout-outs, you can yell, you can vent, you can say whatever you want. I put on my sunglasses and I shut up. So I'm going to do that. And Dunfey, the floor is yours.
Okay, great. So obviously this isn't a possibility for everybody, but if you got your stimulus check and don't need it, there are lots of places that you can donate it. So for me, what I've been looking at is helping both legal and undocumented immigrants who don't qualify for any of the assistance that we're getting from the federal government. So if you are able, and of course, most people need that money. So it's like, you don't have to feel like you need to like give money right now if you can't, but there are a bunch of different organizations that are working to get money, resources, food, etc., into the hands of immigrants. So one, if Catherine's still on here, I'm gonna give a shout out to Catherine, who has been volunteering with another rally. They're literally sending cash payments to undocumented worker services are now out of work. It's amazing. I don't know if you've had Catherine here yet, but if you haven't, you should. So
yeah, Catherine should be on. Catherine, I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah, no, why isn't Catherine on this? Anyway, so you should get her on. Another one is the Lee Initiative. And so that is they're working with different restaurants to make food for any service workers. And they don't ask for any sort of ID. You have to bring in like a pay stub just to show that you work in the service industry, but no ID, no legal status, whatever. And what was the other one I was going to talk about? Also, just find your like local organizations. For example, in New York, it's like Unite the Way New York, the Street Vendor Act. I'm trying to think. I had a list of some other ones. Local. These are like more New York based ones, but if you like look, I'm sure like Massachusetts, if you're in Boston or whatever, has tons of different places. So yeah, service workers and immigrants are really feeling this much more than people like me and Kelly who have salaries and 9-to-5s. So
we're former service industry workers. We are.
What?
So we get it.
What'd you say?
We're former service industry workers.
And also your husband is also a service worker right now. So yes, as former service workers or, so yeah, if you are able to donate to any of those, do, because they really need your support and they're really hurting. And that's it.
Is that the end of your TED Talk?
That's the end of my TED Talk.
Well, thank you, Dunfey. Carey. I call her Dunfey. There's 2 of them, but I call this one Dunfey. Thank you for taking time out of your lunch day and your day to do this and see have everyone see you.
Yeah.
I was going to go visit Dunfey in June for Pride, and they canceled it. But I just found out yesterday that New York Pride is planning on going digital, including a performance by Janelle Monáe. So everyone keep an eye out for that. I'm super sad that trip's not going to happen, but Whatever.
But,
thank you so much, Carey, for being on. Thank you, everyone who's been liking, commenting, sharing, telling us that we're wrong. Watching now.
Everybody, I just started out with fake facts.
Shout out to Earth Day.
Shout out to Earth Day tomorrow, everybody. Earth Day.
Speaking of tomorrow I will have my first family member on the show in this series. My cousin Amy is going to be on. But she's in Leadville, Colorado, and she's a boarding school registrar and an amateur metalsmith. So she's going to talk about being on lockdown in the Rockies, getting outside, getting creative, and working at a school with no students. I also heard on the news today that Colorado is one of the states that is trying to lighten the lockdown mandates or whatever they're called. So I'm sure we'll talk about that. So thank you for tuning in.
Denmark went back to school.
Wait, who did?
Denmark.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's Denmark. They're like...
I know, but I'm... Cuckoo.
Froze.
Who said gross?
Please tune in tomorrow or watch later or whatever you do. Stay home, stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands. Thank you for coming to Carey Dunfey's TED Talk. Have a beautiful day.
TED Talk. Bye, guys.